Hello, welcome back. I'm Carlos. Most of the people know me as Fearful in game stuff. So this video, it's gonna be a fast video about a thing so many people ask a lot in game, or I keep watching people using wrong APC formation. So I'm gonna do it fast, and I'm gonna try to explain how I do it and why I do that way. Okay, so the first thing you have to check is hero skill range. Where you can see that here. You open the hero and click in the skill. You will see range 2. What does that mean? I will explain you the easiest. Oh my god, this is not the way. I'm gonna explain you the easiest way possible. Okay. Range 2 is nothing more than this. You go here and you're gonna see this. Ah, it's only one row. Let me find another one. Sorry. Level 50, gonna have more rows. Okay. You go here and check this out. When you say range 2, if you are sitting in the front, you will jump 2 times. So if you are here, you will be 1 and 2. This skill or that skill is gonna focus or is gonna damage only mid row and front row. If you see that guy in the middle, he will jump 2 times. One jump, two jump. So that skill only going to damage the front row of their enemy. So me go here. So what you have to do, try to sit in front heroes with more HP or resistances, and with skills with range 2 or 3 max top. So for example, this is range 2, so if you sit in the front, he will do 2 jumps, he will target front of the front row of the enemy and mid row of the enemy. If you see the other skill, for example, this is a range 3. If you sit in the front, he will be able to damage all the 3 rows because you're sitting in the front. But if you sit him in the middle, the first jump is gonna be your front line, and he will only damage front row of the enemy and mid row of the enemy. And the last skill is gonna be range 2, so it's gonna be the same. Front row, if you see him, so he will just damage the front row of the enemy and the mid row of the enemy if he is in the front of your APC. So, for example, this is a middle hero APC. Why? Range 3, range 3, range 3. So if you sit in the middle, their first jump is gonna be your front row, and second will be his front row, and third jump is gonna be the middle row of the enemy. So he always going to damage mid and front row of the enemy if you see him in the middle of your APC. Which heroes are good for last row? Range 4, range 5, range 5. This is a perfect hero for last row. So that's something you have to think about it when you make a formation. Other thing you have to think about it. For example, the Emerald Roast have range 5, range 5, and range 2, but which is the damage or the buff or whatever. This is a buff. What this skill does, it gives you skill damage, he make you stop using a normal attack and always gonna use only skills, and it will give you 15% of evasion. So some heroes give direct damage, so direct damage it's gonna be, they don't care about the evasion, it's gonna damage anyway. But the other hero are going to be able to miss if this skill trigger. So I will never ever sit Emerald Rose in front, because if you see, she does really good damage. You're not gonna see that here, but you can see that in the reports, in skill and unit kills. So she's a damage dealer, and 15% of evasion, because you want to trigger the evasion. It's not worthy to sit her in front line. Uh, what else? And about the skill, the range, it's 5 and 5, because it's made for last row or maybe mid row if you have another squishy or more weak hero in you want to protect. So you sit him in the last row, because, for example, you can use the 3 rows is a tanky or something with sustain, which things can be sustainable, heal, or maybe resistance, or maybe blocking, or maybe reflecting damage. Those are from row. In mid row, most of the time you sit people which give crowd control or buff your APC damage, or buff your APC resistance, or buff your APC damage mitigation, or something. And in the last row, people most of the time see the damage dealer, because for the enemy reaching them, it's gonna take a long time, because they have to kill front row and mid row, and only heroes with big range will be able to target them. So that's the order of the heroes, in a easy way to saw, or in an easy way to explain. So every time you make a APC formation, remember that, check that. And what I do for checking which thing it's better or not, I go to the reports again, check the report, check the killing total for each hero, like this. She only used 2 skill and killed 40k almost of enemies. And you can do that not only with zombies, you can do that with any report. And for example, I think we can see troop looting. Yeah, kill. Okay, this one. Okay, so what I do, obviously, I don't have the 8 skill of my. Never mind, I didn't use the emerald. But you can see here, you can see how many times you trigger the skill sitting in that position. And for example, this. If you see, it didn't damage the last row because he's not in range. So let's see this one. It didn't, but it could. That one actually did damage the last row. So that's the easiest way to see to check and be sure your formation is good or not. Always make test. Never, that's my opinion, never trust anything they say unless it's a range, because the range is pretty easy to to settle in the code of the game. But never trust anything else, you know. When they say 50% of evasion, I don't know actually if it give 50%, if it give 50% of evasion in the level 10. But as much as I tested her, it's really low evasion, and it's, you know, it's not worthy to sit her anywhere else than last row, maybe mid row, maybe. So keep that in mind. If you need any help, or you have any question, drop me in the comment zone session. Don't forget to follow and to like my video. And if you need anything, just reach me out over there. Thank you and bye bye.